What's up, y'all? Your boy is back, y'all. How's it going, guys? My name is Solid Player, and welcome to another video. So, it's been a crazy year. Like, I've been pretty busy. I haven't had enough time for reaction videos or anything like that. I'm really sorry. I tried my best with a lot of music reactions, but it's just been a really crazy and busy year for me. And and at least I got some reaction videos for you guys in this channel. Um, it, I just wanted to tell you that, and I hope you guys understand that it's not really easy with this YouTube stuff and everything like that. And there were really hard times this year. Um, it's really normal. I mean, Corey X Kenshin has gotten his mental health taking care of his mental health recently, and he came back like months after, and I'm really proud of how much that man has come with him being on YouTube. I'm more consistent on my first channel, the gaming channel. If you guys haven't checked the channel out, please make sure to subscribe. You don't have to, of course, but if you want to have fun and watch my videos, be welcome to. Remember to leave a like and comment if you want, and I'll I'll pretty much just reply to them. So yeah. So now that that's out of the way, let's get on topic with these worst albums of 2021. Top 15 worst albums of 2021. Starting with two albums by Draco The Ruler, The Truth Hurts and Ain't That the Truth. Hey, look. I want to um give my condolences to Draco the Ruler. And I res like I don't really I'm not really disrespecting his personality or anything like that. But I wasn't really a fan of Draco the Ruler's uh, music actually, because the flow was just the same one that I've heard from before, and I tried to give his music a few listens after he passed away, but I never really got into him. There's a few songs on both of these albums that I I, I could listen to because of some of the features, but after that, but the same flow in every song and both of these albums just was giving me like a headache, either a headache or I'm either falling asleep, because I really uh, his dead energy kind of gave, no pun intended, I'm not disrespecting the dead, his energy on this was just making me bored of listening to him all the time, and that was my problem with both of these albums. And I really look, rest in peace to the guy, but I really didn't like his music at all. Um, but rest in peace. I hope he's resting up there, and God bless him. May God take care of him over there at the top, and and just rest in peace, bro. Died way too soon. I think he had more to prove on his music, because I didn't. I felt like he had more of his talent uh, instead of his same flow. You feel me? Um, that's that's what I would say. But much respect to him. rest in peace to the boy. Uh, I bet your fans miss you now. I bet. Next up, we got Khaled by DJ Khaled. Now, this album was, like, I had a really big problem with this album. The instrumental choices, the mixing on here was bad, all the way bad. Like, I had no idea what was worse. Either the artist doing like some weird stuff on the features, or the instrumentals that I I personally feel that are really annoying and garbage. Like, I really I really thought that DJ Khaled, with Jay-Z and Nas on the album, he would do something on this one, but no. At least it wasn't this. At least it wasn't as bad as Father of Assad. Fathers of Assad was definitely the worst thing that DJ Khaled would have could have released, but Khaled wasn't that bad as Father of Assad, of course, but still, uh, like, a lot of things on this album was generic. I did like some, like a few songs on there, like, um, every chance that I get, with Lil Baby, the first one with Jeremiah and Lil Wayne, uh and the last one, and Popstar, uh, and the track with well, Popstar was a single, so the fourth one would be the one with Nas and Jay-Z. But it wasn't uh, a, mind blowing song, of course, but it was still a moment that I actually enjoyed. But the worst song on here is the one with Rick Ross, A Boogie with the Hoodie, and Big Sean. Because of that instrumental. Uh, but uh, but once Rick Ross went into that, to that song, I knew that the instrumental, was going to change a little bit, but it comes back to the same annoying sound. Oh my gosh, that is literally one of the worst songs I've heard this year. Anyways, enough of me ranting about Khaled. And next up, we got Faith by Pop Smoke. This was a really unnecessary album that they should have left it at Aim for the Star. Shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. Sorry. I love Pop Smoke, but they really crashed and freaking burned with this one. I don't know. I mean, I think this was just for the money. Like, I literally thought that they wouldn't, that this label would be better than XXX Tentacion's label, but no, they actually did this much. No, not much worse. They actually crashed and burned with this one. Like, what was that track with Dua Lipa? Pop Smoke sounded horrible on there, and Dua Lipa's verse sounded forced. And what was the idea of putting a horrible artist like Anuel Double A? Double A. I can't even speak. I just, it. A lot of things on this album, and why is there a Pop Smoke and Pusha T song with Kanye? Explain that to me. Like, I really don't know what this album was. It was just all over the place, and I'm like, no more posthumous albums. Juice WRLD's album was much better than this one. Even though, but the thing with Juice WRLD's album, I may not like the entire thing, of course, but I still have songs on there that I enjoy. This Pop Smoke album was not it at all. It was a really disrespectful way to uh, to give him a tribute and to pay his tribute, and this I can see that this was just for the money. Anyways, let's go for the next one. Talking about Anuel Double A, we are going for Los Dioses by Anuel Double A and Osuna. Now, I I really don't I really don't get the hype with reggaeton at all. Like, uh, I don't really I don't really vibe with reggaeton at all because the actual saving grace for the genre are the females on that genre, and that's everything. There are some bangers on the popular artists, but a lot of their stuff are the same generic music that I hear all the time, and I really think that the genre fell off after these Spanish trap artists um joined the whole genre. This uh, this shows how much filler music they just uh, this genre has, and these artists do it just for the money, and no matter how horrible their voices is, no matter how horrible the music is, and they just do it for the money. Like this I only like two or three songs on here. I don't remember. I haven't even revisit this album at all. Like that's how much I disliked it, and I really did not enjoy this album at all. Um, this is this is one of the most horrible collabs that I've heard this year, and I really don't feel like coming back to this one. With the exception of these, yeah, four songs I believe. Yeah, this was just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Uh, next up is the Los Favoritos 2.5 by Arcángel. Now, Arcángel is another annoying voice artist who I think is not as annoying as El Alfa or Osuna, but he's literally, well, he is more annoying than Osuna, but he is an annoying reggaeton artist next to El Alfa. This I had a really difficult time hearing these reggaeton albums for sure. Like I had zero brain cells after listening to this. I was falling asleep. I was hearing the same song all over again, and the same annoying voice that I've heard in every single song. Some of the features did their thing on this album, and but that's not enough to save this album from being terrible. Like I had no idea what I was hearing. It was just the same thing all over and over again. It was just filler music, quantity over quality, and nothing else. Like even though I had zero expectations from for this album because I literally expect some horrible music when it comes to these reggaeton artists. And call me a hater if you want, but this is my opinion, and I literally did not like this album at all. Never again. Never again. No. Next up, we got Visionland by YB and the Mirror. Now, Soul Train. You know how much pain Soul Train gave my ears? They bled to death. And and shout out to the YouTubers who reacted to that song. It made it a little bit better for me because it's actually funny to see their reactions. But Soul Train was definitely the worst song on this whole album. The whole album was just the same one over and over and over again. The same generic uh, freaking songs. Some of the features do their thing, of course, but not enough to save the album at all. Like as some of the beats were exactly the same, and YB in the Mirror just says the exact same. I literally um I wasted my time with this album. He only had that one hit and that's over. After that, he released Soul Train and he completely went to a different level of garbage. Seriously, like I literally cannot forgive that man because of the song Soul Train. Seriously, Visionland was dumpster juice. It was ass juice on a stick, and and tell YB and not tell YB and Namir that never again with that Soul Train bullshit. No, never again. Next up, we got Lucky 7 by Rich the Kid, also known as Rich the Mid, um, uh, which is which is possibly not as true as as people say because Rich the Kid is beneath mid. Rich the Kid is actually one of the most generic rappers I've ever heard in my life. Like it's the same thing that I've been hearing for years ever since he started. Uh, the features on this one carries Rich the Kid easily. Even the baby, with his same flow. The baby will always carry a feature sometimes. Well, a lot of times. But uh, Rich the Kid, he just sounds so awkward on a lot of these beats, and he does nothing with them. Like it's literally the same thing that we heard in every Rich the Kid song that I've heard before, and the features do a better job than Rich the Kid. Quavo, Takeoff, The Baby, who else? The the features do their thing. Even Mulatto at Ruby Rose, I think so, right? So yeah, Rich the Kid, I never expected much for him. So, same with the collaboration with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne carries Rich the Kid on that whole album. Lil Wayne was the only one uh, doing justice on that album. So yeah. Next up, we got Jose by J Balvin. Uh, uh, I must remind myself to never really expect nothing new from J Balvin because I really. Uh, he has a really great voice, but the monotone on this whole album was literally giving me an aneurysm. Like, and it was just the same song all over and over again. And if someone asks me for a J Balvin meal on McDonald's, I would stick to the Travis Scott meal. This whole album was dumpster juice. It was there was so many generic beats. There was so many of the same repetitive songs that we heard from before, and it never gets any better. Same with the other albums. Like I never, I, I really, I really want these Spanish trap artists to switch something up and do something good for once. At least Bad Bunny with his last album, he actually did a decent job with that one because it was different. But this one, I really never expected anything from J Balvin. It was just I knew that he was going to sound repetitive and everything. Like it was just the same generic, boring trap music that we heard, and uh, it was just disgusting. Next up is Los Leyendas Nunca Mueren by Anuel Double A. Did he steal this name because of Juice World's posthumous album? I think he did. Um, Anuel again, two in a row, and he's pretty much consistent at making bad music. I really think that Anuel really doesn't give anything new. He really had me. He really had me with the first song. There was only one or two songs on here that I could go back to, and that's it. Uh, and J Balvin's uh, album, some of the features carries J Balvin, and Anuel on here was just the same uh, horrible singing and horrible horrible generic beats. Like the first song was actually good. The first thing I actually enjoyed from Anuel, but everything after that was a complete utter failure. Like I had really high expectations after the first song, but after that everything went downhill. This was really really painful to listen to. I I uh not even it there's not even enough features on here that to like save the album at all. Like it was just that bad. Uh he used to call himself a god of the Spanish trap genre, but now he calls himself a legend. Really? Really? Come on. You're not. You're not. You just make the same garbage music, and you're. Uh, I don't think you're legend enough to make good music at all. Not a lot of people hear you anymore. They only hear Bad Bunny and J Balvin. At least Bad Bunny has some decent songs. Even J Balvin, but not enough to save the reggaeton genre. The reggaeton genre is carried by the female artist, but Anuel, don't ever call yourself a god or a legend. Don't ever call yourself a god, because look where it landed you right now. Uh, horrible, horrible. Anyway, next up we got "Still Taking Risks" by Quando Rondo. Now, I wasn't really a fan of Quando Rondo, but I did like a, a lot of his first album. But after that, I really feel like it was just the same thing. Um, I really, I really was not a big Quando Rondo fan as I am with an NBA YoungBoy fan. I still respect the talent he has. He does some great features, but I really think that this album was really boring for me. There was no songs for me to come back to. Um, I, it was just the really repetitive, and I feel I feel like it was just a waste of time, and the instrumentals sound the same. I really think that Quando. I still respect Quando's ability and the talent that he has, but I really think that his music has been underwhelming ever since. Um, but I still respect the man. I want him to try harder. I want him to do some different stuff, and I actually uh, I'm not biased with the King Von and Quando Rondo type thing with and Dirk thing. No, of course not. I really respect the hip hop community, and if if a person even if a person does some effed up things, I still enjoy their music as it is. But Quando, uh, no, not really. This album was really underwhelming, in my opinion. You guys might feel different. That's fine. That's fine. Now we're going to the top five worst albums. Here we are. Number five is OK Orchestra by AJR. Uh, when AJR announced that this was going to be something different, I was hoping they were going to switch it up, but these these guys sold out with a lie. Like it was just the same childish pop music that we've heard from HGR before, and it's the same boring pop music that I've heard. It's so bland. These guys are the kings whenever they make bland music. Like, it's the same thing. If you like AGR, I don't know what's wrong with you, but this was so painful to listen to. The same basic generic instrumentals, the same bland music that they did years ago. And I was sitting here like, who likes AJR anyway? And I would and Anthony Fantano is a fan. No, just kidding. Look at his uh, look at his top 10 worst albums right there, uh, right there, and RTV ARTV. He has them as the worst in the worst albums category too. This is so. This was such a sold out lie to tell us that they were going to switch it up and do some mature music, but of course they sold out with that and gave us this painful listen to. Ugh, I swear to God, this band does not get any blander than it is right now. Uh, and this is an indication that AJR will never change their music at all. Next up, They Got Amnesia by French Montana, which I wish I had amnesia because this whole album was a total failure and a total flop by French Montana. I never expected anything good. I recently, uh, I recently heard his Coke Boys, mixtapes, but after those Coke Boys mixtapes, French just went into mainstream and stopped trying. Uh, there's really nothing new on the basic rapping uh, bullshit on this album. Like, I really expected some energy on here. I did like one song of his own, but that's it. The the curse of a one hit wonder with Unforgettable. Ugh. And I don't even like him in Unforgettable. I only like that song because of Sway Lee. He gets carried by Sway Lee, and he gets carried by the beats. He has a good ear for beats, but he does not make great music anymore. Uh, I feel like this album it took way too long to end because of the basic rapping, and I really I really thought that French Montana could switch it up, but uh, when he dropped "I don't really care," what is this? So it's a proof that French Montana at these years, um, he made Coke Boys 5 too. Like Coke Boys 5 was nowhere near as good as the first four. So I don't expect much from French anymore than underwhelming music and and forgettable. I was about to say unforgettable and forgettable music. So yeah, that French Montana album was so bad. Uh, uh, this this was a painful experience. It was just so boring. Next up, we got Vice Versa by Raul Alejandro, and the autotune on this album was ridiculous. This was the same generic music that I heard in every song. Uh, and it sounds like he listened to too much music by Osuna and wanted to do a rip off of his music, but it was a complete disaster. Like I expected Raul Alejandro to do some decent music, but this whole album was just so boring and so generic. The same generic instrumentals, and there's a few features. I don't know if it's one or two, but they actually carry Raul Alejandro on this one, and there was nothing. There was really nothing on this album that I could come back to. Like it was just so bad. Never again. Never again. Like it was just. Ugh. I was about to throw up about what I listened to in that album. It was just not worth the listen. Next up, we number two. Number two, we got No Name by Lil Pump and Ronnie J, also known as Lil Pimp or Lil Trump. This album was really, really, really trash. At the eh, nobody cares about Lil Pump anyway. Nobody remembers him at all. Uh, and I only remember him by some features, but his solo music, no, no. Gucci Gang, one hit wonder, and that's it. After that he fell off like a big pile of rocks, and just does a garbage music. Disgusting. Hot damn hot water, hot shower. Disgusting. And the Ronnie J production, banging, of course. It Ronnie J carries uh, the songs, but Lil Pump does nothing with the beats. He says the same thing. The repetitive hooks sounded so dead that he sounds like he's dead right now, and has no energy. He sold 3K. Oh boy, that's a big flop for Pump. My goodness, I never expected anyone to flop as hard as him. Uh, uh, Smoker flopped last year, but Pump flopped harder. This is how much these non-lyrical rappers, a lot of some of these non-lyrical rappers are falling off and just are flopping when they do an album. uh, and Smoke Perp had the worst album last year, period. But Lil Pump flopped harder, and so that's that. Pump, I'm sorry to say this, but you're probably not going to have a comeback, bro. And a lot of people are not going to listen to you, and you're probably not going to get enough money from that you wanted. You've you flopped when you dropped Harvard Dropout, so uh, just forget about the music industry, bro, and nobody will remember you. That's just a fact. And the worst album of 2021, also the new worst album of the decade. Welcome to the Madhouse by Tones and I. God, this was a painful listen. I literally haven't heard about Tones and I until a Dance Monkey. And Dance Monkey was a really annoying experience that I've heard in 2019. This was filled with generic basic beat production. Um, Tony's freaking vocals were just so so bad. Who tells this girl that she can sing? She cannot sing at all. Like she has a horrible voice. What's wrong with her nose? Is she doing like that was who tells this girl that she has talents? Oh my goodness. Hands down the worst album of 2021. Like I had uh, I literally cannot believe I went through this album without breaking my eardrums. Like holy moly, this was a painful experience. I never want to revisit this album ever again, and I hope Tones and I will never make any more annoying music. Well, she probably will. Uh, this was so bad. This was just so bad. There's no songs on here that I can come back to. Like it was just the worst thing I've heard this year. Well, even Anthony Fantano agrees with me. I think Anthony Fantano would agree with me, and this was just so bad that I never want to uh, come back to it ever again. Anyways, that's my worst albums of 2021. Y'all let me know what what are your worst albums of the year. Did you like this list? Did you not like this list? If you agree with some of the list, let me know. And and if you leave a comment, I'll probably reply to it. But if you start arguing with me with my unpopular opinion with the reggaeton artist, I won't come back and forth. So just letting you know, I'm not that kind of person who wastes everybody's time or my time with arguing about my opinion. I said what I said. This is my opinion, and this is my channel. That's it. Anyways, yeah, this is the top 15 worst albums of 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you guys enjoyed this video, and leave a comment if you guys want. Remember, subscribe if you want. I'm not going to force you to subscribe because I'm not that kind of person who just wants attention. I just I but with the support, it would be helpful to keep going with it. Both of these channels, my first one with gaming, and the second one with music reactions and music reviews. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. And remember to leave a like, as I said, and as always, guys, peace.